Welcome back to post-game press conference, game 2 at the SEC baseball tournament. Texas A&M 3-0 winner over Tennessee. We have today head coach Jim Schlossnagle, starting pitcher Troy Wansing, and outfielder Jace Lavalette. Start with the opening statement from coach, and then we'll go to the student athletes.
Yeah, great win for our program, considering where our season is at this point, and really excited for Troy. Troy's been through a lot this year. We've never lost belief in what he's capable of doing, and he had a really good outing to finish the game. The first time he's pitched out of the bullpen all year to finish the game on Saturday at Mississippi State. Got 4 outs on minimum pitches, threw a lot of strikes, and felt like that was a good springboard into him starting today, and did a great job. And even then, towards the end, of course, we had some luck, which you need. They hit some balls really hard right at us, but he kept throwing strikes and scored some early. Jace's home run certainly proved really big. So we're excited to be able to stay in town a little while longer.
All right, questions for the student athletes first, please. Right here in the middle.
Joe Healy with D1 Baseball. Troy, safe to say this is the best you felt, your best outing in a college uniform, whether here or at Purdue previously?
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about that. It kind of felt like it was like everything came together today, and I just hope I can continue that kind of momentum and carry that into the postseason.
Right, second row.
Hi, Nick Alvarez, AL.com for Jace and Troy. I mean, rain's always been a part of this tournament and happened with you guys today. How do you kind of stay focused or stay loose, or how do you spend that time in between games?
Yeah, obviously it's not what you want, right? You kind of just want to keep playing, keep the momentum going, but rain's part of the game, and we were kind of just being men, right? We were just kind of having fun in the locker room, kicking back, relaxing, and I mean, like if you're always locked in for, what was that, 4.5 hours, 5 hours, I mean, it's going to be mentally draining on you. So whenever that happens, you kind of have to just sit back and kind of take a moment and be like, all right, we can't play right now, so there's no reason to be just so mentally focused. So just kind of take a mental break, and then whenever game comes back to play, we can be locked in again.
Yeah, same exact thing on the pitching side of things. We always talk about having kind of like an hourglass, and that was one of those moments where it was like you were allowed to get out of your hourglass, but as soon as we knew when the game would start back up, it was time to get right back in that and refocus, and yeah.
Down here on the far left.
Troy, was your plan going into this game against Tennessee different, or just the execution better from your end?
Yeah, I think it just boiled down to execution and me finally feeling like me. I think that was a big thing. Like I've struggled some this season, but I think today, like I said earlier, is just like a combination of everything, and it feels good to be able to go out there and do that. But from a game plan standpoint, it was just attack, throw my stuff, get ahead early with fastballs, and then put guys away late with sliders, and I did that for the most part today.
Here in the middle.
Jace, given how tough it is to transition as a freshman in this conference, was there some point during the season where you felt like something sparked for you and gave you kind of the confidence to say, okay, I can compete at this level. I do belong here with these guys?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that this was by far the hardest transition in baseball I've ever had to go through. And honestly, it boiled down to me talking to Jack Moss, and he kind of just gave me like insight on like, dude, you're meant to be here. You belong here. Just remember why you play this game. And I had to put into perspective, like, I'm not dying. None of my family's dying. I'm playing baseball, and it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be like it's a game. We played it because we love it, and I had to just realize that it's a game of failure. You're not always going to succeed, but when you do succeed, you just have to stay. Like, you can't ride the highs and lows. That's what we always talk about, and you just have to stay level, and that's what I kind of did, and it helped me out a lot.
Anyone else for the student athletes? All right, gentlemen, thank you. Excuse you too.
Take the water if you're hungry. You're thirsty.
Yeah.
First timers.
All right, questions for Coach? Right here in the middle.
Hey, Coach. Dylan Stewart with Arkansas Traveler. I was wondering what the biggest difference was from the team on the field today to the one that faced Arkansas back in April.
Well, we threw a lot of strikes, way more strikes. I think there was a middle game there, or one of the games at Arkansas where we walked 14 guys in a game, which I'd never been a part of something like that. That's been such a while ago. I mean, we're just we're a different club. I think we've won 6 of our last 8 SEC series. We have some guys pitching out of our bullpen that have Shane Sadeo and Brandon Garcia who are pitching with a lot of confidence. So we have a couple guys there. But frankly, Arkansas outplayed us. I mean, it's amazing the job that Coach Van Horn has always been one of the, if he's not the premier coach in our sport, he's in the top 1 or 2. And the job he's done with his team this year is really, really impressive. They play such sound baseball, overcoming the injuries and doing all that stuff. So it's, there are times, I never want to lose, but when you lose to a program that plays the game the right way and has a true, system to what they're doing, they throw a lot of strikes, they play sound defense, they get the timely hits, and there's a lot of belief, and certainly playing them in that ballpark is tough. So, but we're a different team. We're playing with a lot of confidence. We've played better down the stretch, with the exception of 2 games against Alabama. So, that's this time of year. You're either hot or good or both, and I think we're good. I think we're solid, and these guys are playing with some confidence.
Right here in the middle.
A little bit of a two-parter, Coach. One is that the best you've seen Troy this year in terms of controlling the strike zone? And then secondarily, to what extent did it feel like maybe Tennessee played into his hand a little bit with whatever it was, 8 or 9 outs in the first 2 pitches of an at-bat?
Yeah, so that had a lot, I'm glad you brought it up instead of me. I have a lot of respect for Tennessee. They're an aggressive swinging team. I think, the general game plan, they can really hit against anybody, but their numbers are a lot better, especially their extra base hit numbers are a lot better against right-handed pitching than they are against left-handed pitching, even the right-handed hitters. And this is certainly a different ballpark and a different environment than their ballpark, right? So that's not to say they can't beat our rear ends. They can. That's an Omaha team. It's an Omaha team. They just have to go play like it. But yeah, there were times when Troy would scatter a couple and then 2-0 count or something, and then they were swinging early in the count, and that certainly helped him pitch deeper into the game. And then as we got towards the end, where he was running out of gas, and I'm just riding him as long as I can ride him, he was a batter away from coming out in the last couple innings. But they hit those liners right at us. A couple to shortstop, 1 to third base. The ball up the middle that we had Boast positioned when Merritt hit the ball. So, it was outstanding pitching, but it was also, we had some things go our way today for sure.
One more here in the middle.
Just a quick follow-up on that. You alluded to it a little bit, but in a world where the rain doesn't come down, was the idea always to go to the pin for the 9th, or was okay?
Yeah, I was going to say that the rain delay went perfect for us. Because if that would have happened in the 6th inning, now we got a whole different game and a whole different decision to make. But Troy, he was already out of the game. It was just, and the only question was Aschenbach had gotten hot and then had to sit. And so we kept him moving. Our strength coach, Jeremy McMillan, did a great job with him and kept him moving around. And it was good to see Evan be efficient there in the last inning.
Down here on the left.
Jim, I guess whether it was fair or not, there was talk that y'all were sort of a bubble team coming into this thing and could really use a win or two to get things started. And to play a Tennessee team that everybody knows about the talent there, to go ahead and get that win, do you feel like that can sort of free up your guys for a big week and, just kind of relax a little bit?
Can you get John Cohen to call me and say you're in? Then that'll free us up. But no. Obviously, I have my own personal opinion as to where we are going into this thing. Having won 6 of our last 8 series, we played 37 of our 55 games this past year without Brett Minnick or Trevor Warner in the lineup, or both. So we're the healthiest we've been all season. Our starting pitching, Detmer, Lampkin, now Wansing, and Will Johnston have all been really good in their last 4 starts. And so I think we're certainly deserving. I haven't been in the league very long, but Nolan Kane, my assistant from LSU, assistant coach, has been in the league a long time. He feels like this is as good as the league's been during his last 10 years. And if we're talking about 8 to 9 teams potentially hosting regionals, then certainly there has to be a 10th team get in. So, so yes, I would like to think this continues to, prove that we do belong in the NCAA tournament. But that's not the only reason why we're here. There's a championship to be won, and we're a long way from that. There's a lot of baseball ahead, but let's just see what can happen tomorrow.
Anything else for Coach? All right, congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you all.